babies.
Good day, sir.
Oh, back to blue on blue on blue.
I don't know. This is a blue shirt, so I guess it's okay.
This is not.
I just think it's in my basement because I'm in the basement.
This is not the night for technical difficulties. I just got walloped with an automatic system update. Those fuckers.
Apple, right? Fuck them.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like you put them off, and then one day they're like, no, this like you're fucked. 30 minutes. You just have to wait. There's nothing.
I have 6 updates to do on mine, and I just keep going. Remind me later. And the number just keeps going up.
You know, that's how pipelines get hacked.
Yeah.
I forget what I was listening to. It was last summer. There was a big hack. It might have been like the Baltimore government was hacked. And like,
why does that not surprise me?
The NSA is like, yeah, these people like have old Macs or old computers from like 10 years ago, and they refuse to update their McAfee like updates whenever it comes in. And it's like, those aren't bullshit. It's whoever's doing the security has found a flaw in the security, and they're trying to get you to update it. And like 90% of America just says, fuck it.
Have you seen The Last Blockbuster, the documentary?
It's in the Quay though.
They're still using like the computers from like 1990. They don't even fucking work. It's those like typewriter printer type things. It's like, you can't update your fucking system. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ. I know you got one left, but at least kind of get in the new age here.
Yeah. No, the newest one has the colored Apple home computers that was big back in the day.
That's so funny.
Well, that sucks, but the good news is another day without Ray.
Yeah, so, it's all week.
Yeah, this should go real swimmingly. Should be nice, close, tight shows. We can bang this thing out in 30 minutes, get our points across, not be all screwed up by Ray.
That's gonna be perfect because I'm hanging on by fucking threads right now.
Just old man tired or hungover? Classic hungover.
Just tired. I mean, it's been a long weekend. I was literally outside from 9 yesterday morning until we went to dinner at 7, watched the Bruins game. So, and then today it was just got a nice massage, felt nice and relaxed, full body massage today, and then fucking
You go down to Chinatown for that?
No, the old lady booked it, so I couldn't even get a happy ending. So you know how that goes.
Really cramping your style there.
Oh yeah, I got one before I went. So does that count?
No. All right, fuck it. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. Monday headlines, May 17th. Welcome to the show. Monday headlines. Your hangovers are definitely cured by some of the best beer in New Hampshire. Head on down to White Birch Brewing in Nashua, New Hampshire. Bill address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Nailed it. Nice. Tap room's open. Get on down there, get your flights, get your pints. The world is coming back to normal. Go bring some friends. If you see it in the stores, pick it up wherever you get it. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Okay, let's get into it. Bees drop game number 1. We've been texting back and forth. I think we have different opinions of this game. I hate that you're a Bruins apologist. I hate it.
I'm not apologizing. But
yes, you are. When it comes to it, I know that you'll give them the proper criticism that they deserve. But right now, you're being way too soft in this team. That fucking game pissed me off.
Yeah, it pissed you off a little bit more than me. I mean, you know what made it worse for me? So I went out with Amanda's parents last night, and her fucking stepdad is a Capitals fan. So I wasn't getting so pissed. I mean, the first 2 lines didn't show up.
So you weren't allowed to really let the fury really escape. You had to maintain a certain level of.
Well, we were at like a dinner. Well, dude, I've known him for longer than I've known her, so he's seen me at my absolute drunken worst, and I've seen him at his absolute drunken worst. So. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't that pissed. I thought it was an even game. I expected this fucking grinding game. They couldn't handle that 1-3-1 zone. They've struggled with that a lot in the past. They couldn't have any breakouts. Their defense played terrible. And in the first the main cause of the first two lines. They were invisible. Taylor Hall out of the first two, he was probably their better forward out of the top six forwards last night.
Drew a couple penalties.
Drew a couple penalties that led to the power play goal to tie it. A nice power play goal. I mean, yeah, the secondary scoring. You started a little bit with Jake DeBrusk scoring on that fourth line, but yeah, the first two lines they got to score. I mean, you went out and got Taylor Hall for a reason right now, and Krejci just looked lost. He got fucking laid out early by Ovechkin. Bad. That was a fucking nasty hit. And
he was for the rest of the game. I mean, he was step slow and just. I mean, I'm not saying he had a concussion, but he was.
Yeah, and this is the problem that we've talked kind of going into this game. Washington's kind of built to beat you up, physically, and you got Ovechkin at 60-70%, and he's laying hits like that. I mean, he looks like he's not hurt, which he is coming in.
I don't know. They said he was out there pre-warm-ups skating his ass off. He said he's as close to 100% that he's been all season, and it looked like it.
Yeah, he looked good.
That Ovechkin Wilson line friggin' owned you. And
TJ Oshie too.
Oshie, I mean, you're two. That was the biggest discrepancy of the game, but just the whole vibe of it. Like the first period, you just got manhandled. You got your ass handed to you. Second period, the rest of the game I thought was a lot more even. The Bruins had a nice rush there, early mid third period where it felt like they were going to break through, but for the most part, they did not feel in control of that game. Their offensive game was garbage. That dump and chase that's like the Bruins of old, man. I'm used to watching this team carried into the zone, and I get it. Like you said, that 1-3, 1-3-1, they don't really have an answer for right now. But that's what you have.
Yeah,
Marchand, McAvoy, who was not silent but didn't do a lot.
He was okay. He was down.
He made a couple extra passes in the crease. Near the crease that I just thought that they were trying to be a little too cute when you got a guy in there that's played 5 games this season, who's 40 years old. He's coming cold off of the injury in the first period. Like, obviously the story, the big stat of the game is 21 shots missed, 24 shots on goal, 21 shots missed.
Yeah, they had a lot of block shots.
40-year-old backup goalie who hasn't played this season. You just have to. Like the pucks that they got on net, he was all over the place. He literally fell into the net.
That should have been a goal or a penalty.
It
should have been a penalty too, because they were ready to score.
A mess when they added pressure, and they just couldn't add. They couldn't hit the net. Apply the pressure.
I'm hoping it's just rust, but yeah, that was a joke. And the saves that Craig Anderson was making. Juicy rebound after juicy rebound, but they couldn't get in there to score. I mean, that pissed me off the most. Outside of we've talked about this with Tuukka too. I mean, I don't think he was as solid as you thought he was. I thought his numbers were a little misleading. I thought even the first goal, I know McAvoy broke a stick that kind of led to one of those goals, but again, it seemed like it was soft over the glove hand. He should have had that. And then again, we kind of disagree on the third goal. It hit him in the chest and went in. That hit him square in the spoke B, and it went in the fucking goal. That should have not have been a goal. And I was praying to God that it was offsides. My buddy Dave last night goes, "That's offsides," and I'm like, "Please, please, please." As soon as they do the replay, I just walked out of the bar. All right, I'm out. Let's go.
No, the thing with Tuukka, the first goal, the Wilson goal, that was the type of shit that he was giving up when he came back from injury, where it led me to say he's not totally engaged, because he wasn't. Tuukka at his best puts himself in a position there where he can at least get a shoulder on it. And I thought you saw him make a lot of those saves later on in the game. It seemed like he was getting more involved. There were, how many goddamn rushes did the Capitals have?
Yeah, they had a lot
off of bad defense, bad turnovers. Marchand's turnovers last night were disgusting. So I thought Tuukka kept you in the game for stretches last night. Like we said, the Oshie and Ovechkin line were nasty. I mean, they were bringing it. The last goal, it was tipped. I get that it hit him in the chest, and you want to say you got to collect that. But that just as easily could have been tipped over his shoulder. He just once the stick hit it, he had no idea where it went. So I don't know.
I just think he should have saved them. I just think those two goals, the second goal off the tip deflection, where I think they tried to credit Ovechkin, but it came from the blue line. It ended up hitting off Lazan or Kevin Miller.
I think it was Lazan's stick
in front of the net.
Miller? Either one.
It was one of those two guys in the front of that. I don't put that one on Rask, but again, he probably should have saved Wilson's goal. And then the third goal, I thought he should have saved. He doesn't look as, we've talked about this last week. Is he locked in? No. Is he going to be, he's going to be good if the offense is there, because that's a game they could have won. If they score a couple goals, they're going to win that game. Right. And he didn't play at his best. So the problem is now he's coming back from the back injury. He's completely had to change his style. He's out of that kind of butterfly now because I'm pretty sure that's direct related to his back. So and you know what pissed me off even more, and this is why I was so pissed about Tuukka this year. His comments after the game where he's like, I don't know when it's going to come to an end. I got to start reevaluating that shit. Shades of last year coming. And this is where, like, you need to have a short fucking leash and you need to think and get Swayman ready. I know he's a rookie, but we feel confident. I've said going in, I feel confident if you have to go to him full time. And right now you cannot. If you go down 2-0, you have to make a change. And it might just a spark. And I just don't think he's healthy enough. He's trying to gut it out to be a baller. He's trying to play for a contract with the Bruins, but I don't know if I don't trust him right now.
Yeah.
What I did 2 weeks ago, I don't.
You're in like last night. If last night continues to happen for 4 to 6 games in this series, you're going to lose. And it's the worst case scenario that we talked about. It's Tuukka Rask at 75%, 80% of himself. And right now, the way the kid's playing, the way Swayman's playing, he's better than Tuukka Rask at 75%. And the team does play in front of him. But the point, and I think Cassidy will make that call. I don't think he's afraid to make that call, especially if they're down 0-2. He's got all the excuses in the world. That's a no-brainer. It'll be interesting if they get down 3-1 or something in the second period on Tuesday or Monday, and see if he makes a switch in game. That'll be more interesting to me if they go down 0-2. It's a real easy call for Cassidy. Or even if they win 5-4 or something and Tuukka looks shaky, those will be a little bit more interesting calls. But I don't want to get bogged down on Tuukka because he's not the reason they lost.
No,
he's not the reason they lost.
Their first
Marchand,
two lines.
Bergeron, Pasta. I put it squarely on them. Before we came into the playoffs, we asked who had the most pressure. Number one was Tuukka for sure, but I put Pasta and Marchand on that list. And last night kind of showed me why. They allow themselves to be pushed out of the game by bigger teams. We saw it against St. Louis. We even saw it against the Lightning, who their defense was big, in the bubble and some of their frontline guys, but they just fall out of the game. Marchand was like audibly bad. Just flipping pucks into the neutrals, like just terrible turnover.
The whole line was even Bergeron on the faceoff. I think he was under 50% winning faceoffs too. He was just bad.
No, they were up like 24-4.
I thought he was not good. Like
he missed 5 shots at the bumper. Basically, he missed the goal completely. His shot was off. Pasta stick holding just sucks. Flat out, just sucks. He is loose with the puck if he's not shooting it, and now even his shot is not as deadly as it has been before. They need that's what pissed me off. Their inability to lock in and be the perfection line. Yeah. Really, by the end of that game, I was fuming.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, and especially like I said, you were at home watching. I'm assuming, so I'm trying to watch it at a bar. I can't.
And I've been
hear
drinking all day.
Yeah, and I can't. Well, me too. I started drinking at 11:30 yesterday, I think.
Yep.
And so like I couldn't hear a lot of the game, and I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. But yeah, just from watching, they were terrible, and you got to be better. This is it. This is 2 years in a row. Last year you had an excuse because you were the only scoring line, and they got shut down. Now you got a second line, so it's supposed to take some pressure off you, but you're still seeing if they're. It's like the Capitals just didn't trust the other lines. They're still going up there to shut down the number one line, and I don't know if that's that's credit to the Washington, but they're giving zero credit to that second line. So I mean that's where you need to pick up. If your first line is going to struggle like this is where you need to start Taylor Hall scoring some goals. This is why you brought him in here, and this is what he needs to do. You've had that second line has looked great in 16 games. I mean, plus 15, plus 21 for Krejci and Taylor Hall too. The biggest problem, third line was I didn't even hear their name all night.
I'm pretty sure they didn't play. Coyle was awful. Like he looks like he's playing in mud. Nick Ritchie looks kind of lost. He tried to shake it up with Ovechkin a couple times, but no, third line was useless. Fourth line came out on fire. Obviously, DeBrusk had a good game. He was all over the place. I thought the second line, I thought Craig Smith had some nice plays. He looked like he was at full speed. Taylor Hall, obviously, I thought looked pretty good. He was laying his weight around too. Krejci, if Krejci can kind of lock in, I don't know if that hit affected him, but I think that second line can be effective. And you just need the first line to produce a little bit, and you'll be okay.
That being said, they're winning tonight.
Okay.
1-1 going 1-1 into Wednesday. They're winning tonight. I'm going to chalk it up to rust. They haven't played in a week. They benched all these guys.
A little bit outside of the normal stuff. So I had texted you early on that Lausanne was driving me insane. I think he had, I don't know what he ended up on a plus minus. He had to have been on the minus.
I think he was on the ice for all 3 goals, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I know the first 2 for sure because he was on the McAvoy line, and then he had a couple bad penalties, a cross-checking, got in the box.
I didn't mind that one because Ovechkin was running guys, and he threw one right in Ovechkin's jaw, and they needed to send a message at some point. It's not what you wanted. Like it's the exact penalty that you don't want to get drawn into. But I thought at that point in the game, you kind of needed to push back a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, just the way he handles the puck, he put 2 right in front of Tuukka Rask that they got lucky not to score on. His physicality was needed in that game, I thought. So I was a little 50-50 on him, but he was kind of a microcosm of the entire D corps. And
they were bad. Their D was bad. They were bad too.
I don't know if he's going to play. He did not practice on Sunday. He hurt his hand in the game there, left the ice, came back. I don't know. Either way, I don't think he's a make or break type of guy, but I just thought he stood out in that game for better bad. Or worse. Yeah. I thought he cost you more than the physicality helped you.
When you're a third pair D, you're the third D pair, and you hear his name and see his face plastered all over TV more than any other D guy. There's a problem there because it wasn't good things. It was bad. You saw him in the box again. Yeah, justified, but still, you can't put Washington in the penalty when you have one of the best scoring power play goal scorers in the history of the NHL in Ovechkin. You just can't do it, especially when you're trailing. You're already down 2-1 at that point, or so it's like you have to. It's just a dumb penalty to take. Wait till later in the game. I get he's trying to run him, but it's not going to send a message because Ovechkin's still going to do the same shit. This is the game he plays, and it's so.
Yeah, it's hard to send a message to Ovechkin, and he was locked in. He had the ass last night. He had the eyes. But a couple other guys before we move on. Mike Riley, I like that pickup. He's been great for them, but he looked like he had doe eyes last night.
You need him to get that puck out of that 1-3-1 zone, and he couldn't do it.
That moment was way too big for him. Was that his first playoff game? Probably, right? He's been in Ottawa and a couple of shitty points.
Montreal, I think too. Yeah.
And Grzelcyk, this is not the series for Grzelcyk. That guy, he's so small. He's small and he's not good enough. He's not good. He's not as good as Krug to avoid some of those hits and be as effective on the power play. And we've seen the power play struggle this year because of it. You've been more bit of a Grzelcyk guy than I have. I was a little bit less excited that they were going to hand the reins over to him, especially with McAvoy. And I think this is going to be a tough series for him.
Yeah, and he's banged up too. You saw him get kind of hurt yesterday too. He was kind of limping around the ice. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind him on that McAvoy. That McAvoy pair. They're scoring. You need some kind of rush out of your D, and those are the 2 guys that could do it. And again, Riley was a disappointment because you need your puck moving defenseman. Him and Carlo can move the puck, and you got to get them to get the long stretch passes to get out of this 3-1 zone. They couldn't do it, and this is going to be a problem. You didn't see a lot of it in Washington this year, so it's something a little bit new. And you saw him back in 2011 struggle with this in the Stanley Cup, and I know it's 10 years ago, but they've struggled with this for a long time. And that in the power play, dude, you're 10th. This is the lowest they've been since Bruce Cassidy took over. So, I mean, you're trying to do everything you can there at this point. And
what do you think happened to Pasta's shot? I mean, that when he was in Ovechkin territory last year and earlier this year when he got it on the circle, and he just doesn't have it right now. I mean,
no, and they shut him down too. Yeah, they come right at him. That's their one play. And again, another thing we saw, it's Zdeno Chara, that long reach that he had. They have big bodies in that team. They were using their sticks to their advantage. They were tipping shots away, blocking shots. They were just getting the reach, and the Bruins couldn't do fucking anything. So I expect major changes coming on offense this tonight. And I think Bruce, you've seen him make good changes. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NHL, so I expect him to come out and win. Let's just hope it was a 4-day rust that, they haven't played. They're just playing themselves. So let's hope that it is. And because again, it's going 7. Last night just proved it. It's going 7. Just, they're too evenly matched right now. And it showed. And now you got Samsonov coming back. So Craig Anderson's probably not going to play. You got, what's his name? He just came off COVID too. What I'm talking about.
Kucherov. No.
No, Kucherov's Tampa. Vanetsov, yeah, he's back. So they just came off COVID. I don't know if they're going to play. I don't know how their conditioning is, but I mean that's tough now. So
they said Samsonov. Is that how he likes it pronounced, like an asshole? They said that he's probably likely to get the start on Monday. and Kuznetsov is not quite ready yet. So
yeah, but they're both off, so
they
they're
hate
close.
him though. They are pissed at Kuznetsov.
Oh yeah,
He's been getting COVID all year.
yeah,
He's
he
in
don't
trade
care.
talks. They're fucking pissed, but he might be coming back hard yet too. No, yeah, you're right. I expect at least Bergeron and Marchand to come back, have good games. I expect to see a different approach, and yeah, you'd hope for a win. You should win. If you get your doors blown off in this series, that's not good. All right, look, couple looks around the NHL. Was watching that Tampa Florida game as we record this. That's some physicality going on right there in that first period. They're knocking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I just came from dinner, so but yeah, that's gonna be a big series, and they got Stamkos and Kucherov back.
Yep. Florida looks up to the challenge, though. They were winning when we got on here. Islanders take down the Pens in overtime. All three games went to overtime on Saturday.
Playoff hockey, baby.
Yeah, it's just great. I think I was getting nervous watching the Lightning game. I don't even give a shit what happens in that. Palmieri, 2 goals and the game winner. Does that sting a little bit as a guy that was linked to the Bruins? I know Taylor Hall's been awesome, and we're all excited about Taylor Hall, but he didn't fucking score, and they lost. And Palmieri goes in there, gets the upset and the overtime winner. It's just like, fuck, man. Like,
it kind of does suck, but I mean, again, you're paying a first round for a rental. Obviously, Taylor Hall was the right play. I hated it. We were bitching that they didn't want to pay it. Yeah, it stings a little bit, only because he lost. If the Bruins win, he scores 2-3 goals. It doesn't matter because if the Bruins won, it only stings right now because you just dropped game 1. So
yeah. If Taylor Hall goes scoreless, I don't know what the number of games is, but that pressure is going to start to mount on him too.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to start producing. Last hockey point here. I just had to touch on this because it's just so ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid.
The Canucks and the Flames are playing 4 games while the playoffs are going on because obviously they had COVID and the NHL is making them play it out. I get contracts. I'm sure people have incentives. There's TV deals. It's just weird and dumb. Like,
can we say one
playoffs
thing?
going on and these guys are playing meaningless games? How pissed are these players? Like, are you fucking shitting me?
Dude,
we went through a month of COVID. We felt, we got it. They all got it. They got some rare disease of it too, but they're shitting their brains out like malaria. And now they got to go play useless games against the Calgary Flames to end the season.
It's so stupid. Dude, baseball, when games get rained out late in the summer, you got to try to make it up. Sometimes they'll get them in the last day or 2 of the season. If they don't mean shit, they're like, yeah, you don't have to make it up. I think the Cardinals and the Detroit Tigers last year were a prime example because there was talk that if the Cardinals already clinched, it wasn't going to change their record or vice versa or something. So they were like, yeah, you might not have to make it up after the Cardinals played fucking 26 7-inning games last year with all their doubleheaders. So, I mean,
baseball. You're right. It was they had winning percentage. They went by winning percentages.
Right. And if it was too close and that game would have mattered, they would have played the last game, the day after the regular season. So, I mean, it didn't matter. And they can't. These 4 games are fucking stupid. You're going to pay these guys whatever, pay them their incentives. Who gives a shit? If the teams don't want to play, it means nothing. Why are you playing? It means nothing.
Do you think the fans are watching? Like, is there a TV contract where they got to get? I guess, yeah. There is probably someone in his ice hut in fucking Calgary rooting him on, looking for the 18-year-old defenseman that's going to take him to the cup in 6 years. Want to see him get on the ice, eh?
Oh, right. It's just so stupid, dude. So stupid.
I feel bad for those players. Just like get it over with. Speaking of getting it over with, the Boston Celtics have clinched the number 7 seed. So well done, boys. Well done. They played on Sunday as we record this, or they sent some guys out there in jerseys to play. They actually almost beat the Knicks for whatever that's worth. Tatum didn't play. Kevin didn't play. Smart, no one played. But they'll be taking on the number 8 Wizards, who are not the hottest team, not one of the best teams, but Russell Westbrook broke Oscar Robinson's triple-double. He's playing out of his mind. Bradley Beal just got beat out by Steph Curry for the scoring title this season. So those 2 guys alone probably will beat the Celtics.
Especially a injured Celtics team. You're not healthy. You're missing Jaylen Brown and Kemba. We can't trust them. You got to. Is a play-in tournament back-to-back games, or you got a day off in between?
I think it's a day off. The way it's going to work, if the Celtics win, they're in the playoffs. They're the 7th seed. They will take on the Nets. If they lose, they will play the winner of Charlotte and the Pacers. Whoever wins that series will be the 8th seed, and they will play the 76ers. So if you're a Celtics fan like Bill or Ray that are rooting for the end is near and tanking, you got two games left, hopefully, in your eyes. I'm interested to see if the Celtics are actually full on tanking. They clearly took their foot off the gas pedal this last week and a half. As soon as the Jaylen Brown injury news came out, Tatum took his days. Kemba and Smart took a game off. But they beat the Timberwolves on Saturday in a meaningless fucking game. So I'm curious with Kemba, Tatum, Smart, Fournier, Rob Williams out on the court. I want to see their compete level and if they're actually tanking or if they're trying. Because if they're trying, they can beat these teams if they want.
They should beat them if they're trying, but they haven't looked like they've been trying for 90% of the season. And that's like, let's be real here. The amount of talent.
I know, but there's still basketball to talk about. I'm trying to pull the last thread out of this fucking terrible, frustrating season. Like, can you just like give us a little bit? Like, if you get the 7th seed, you take the Nets. Kyrie's all distracted by what's going on over in fucking Jerusalem right now. Can you? Can you just pull a couple games out of your ass just to make them sweat? Like, give me some fucking entertainment. This is what the whole thing's about.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but yeah, I mean, I don't want them to lose. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, if they went on a run, but I just don't trust them to win. They should beat this team. They should beat Washington. They should beat the Pacers. They should beat Charlotte. I don't think you're going to lose. You're going to probably lose to the Nets, but yeah, you take a couple, make it interesting. Don't fucking go down like a fucking wet blanket. Yeah. Like, let's go. Like, and just make it meaningful. You're embarrassing. This has been an embarrassing season for this team. And now you're in a fucking play-in tournament, which you never should have been. You're better than the Knicks. You should have been the 4 seed. You're better than the fucking Knicks.
Yes, of course. Obviously, the Jaylen Brown injury changes things, but even to that point, like your roster with Kemba, Tatum, I get we understand what Smart is, but the way Rob Williams played, like even with just Kemba and Tatum, you should be a 4 or 5 seed. So I'll be interested to see, at the very least, showcase Kemba, showcase Marcus Smart, showcase Rob Williams before the season is over. Don't let it end on a sour note that everyone just quit when you go into the offseason and try and trade these guys. Let them show their way out and lose in 5 tough games to the Nets, not just lose in the fucking play-in to the Pacers.
And if you're the 8th seed, you're going to get blown out by Philadelphia.
That one will sting.
You're going to get swept by Philly. You beat them all year? No, I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. No.
Doc Rivers.
Early in the season, did they?
They might. I don't know. But with Doc Rivers, I mean, he's a difference maker in the series. He's a better coach than Brad Stevens. I think we've always said he's a little overrated, but he's still a pretty solid NBA coach.
Well, they'll sweep the Celtics and then they'll blow a 3-1 lead to the Nets in the
East or 3-0 lead. It's got to happen. Lead. I want a 3-0 just for Doc.
Absolutely. I am interested to see how Kyrie handles the Israel-Palestine controversy conflict going over there.
Something that he has zero ties to, but whatever. Story for another day.
The quotes out of him are very Kyrie. We don't have to go down that road because I get it's a sensitive subject, but it's not all about basketball right now as they enter the playoffs. So go Nets. Hot passport. Let me do the hot pass. Oh wait, hold on. We got a basketball Hall of Fame. Just quickly, Garnett, Duncan, Kobe went into the Hall of Fame this weekend.
Great speech by Garnett too. Loved it.
Yeah, Garnett was all over the news. From a Celtics angle, the best quote was, the only mistake I made about the Celtics was not coming here sooner. He loves it here. He hates the Timberwolves and their ownership.
He was supposed to buy it.
He was supposed to buy it. They wouldn't let him because the owner's such an asshole.
Yeah, Taylor, and he just sold it for $1.5 billion to A-Rod. The Timberwolves just went for $1.5 billion. That is fucking incredible.
Find a way to get Garnett in the building for the Celtics, to get in Jason Tatum's ear every week. Like, get that he loves your organization. He's one of the most respected NBA players of his generation. You have a chemistry and a makeup problem on your roster and your team and your organization right now. Bring that man to Boston.
Yeah. Give me that Pitbull fucking attitude. not like Marcus Smart's fake pitbull attitude. I
Yeah.
want that pitbull attitude that Garnett has that can fucking back it up. The guys are going to average 22 and 14 to win the MVP. The guys are defensive player of the year. As soon as he came on Boston, like that's what you need to bring that toughness. Those Celtics don't have it. We've been saying it for years. They don't have any fucking toughness since Perk left, since Garnett left, since even Pierce. Say what you want about Pierce, but he had some fucking toughness in him.
Yeah, he was an asshole. There's no assholes. There's only whiny bitches on this team.
Yeah.
There's no assholes. You need a couple assholes who are good. Like Marcus Morris was an asshole. He wasn't good. Tristan Thompson, I think, is an asshole, but he's a Kardashian asshole. Like you need that fucking Garnett thing. And if anyone hasn't checked out that Athletic about the stories from players and coaches around the league about Garnett and his crazy shit that he does, check that article out because it's fucking wild, man. Like there's a reason people love him.
Your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. Quote of the century.
Also, we knew this, but Pierce is going in this year with Bosch.
First ballot. I love to see it.
Yep.
First ballot.
And Mike Gorman got some, I forget the name of the award, but they award special announcers and they get in the Hall of Fame. He should be there. Shit, he's been announced for 50 years or whatever. Like,
oh yeah,
some of the greatest games of NBA history with the Celtics. So
him and Heinsohn go back since the 70s, and it's good. I mean, I like Pierce getting in. Even Weber was on the ballot 8 years. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's good to see him get in. I think he got kind of fucked up with that Fab Five shit. You know, that I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of held that back. I mean, we all knew Chris Webber's a Hall of Fame player, just got fired by TNT too. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's going to see what happened. And then him and Jalen Rose kind of made up today on ESPN announced it. But I love seeing Pierce in. You know, you're going to retire his number. He's going to be he's now in the Hall of Fame. I mean, there we go. It's good to see.
Honestly, one of the greatest Celtics of all time.
That's saying something considering the legacy of the Celtics.
It is. And I know that Celtics are all about hyperbole. And a lot of people think that Marcus Smart is one of the greatest Celtics of all time, or Tatum's already there. But Pierce truly
number 2 in scoring behind the Celtics of all time. That's saying something considering Larry Bird and all these guys they had. It's incredible. And Pierce, I've loved Pierce forever.
And he gutted it out. He got it out through some really bad times. You asked for a trade, they went Garnett. They didn't trade, they won the chip. So yeah, Pierce, awesome. All right, quickly, Hot Passport, $25 for this sucker. We got it in hand. You got the 50 plus breweries in the greater Northeast area. That keeps growing. You can also get it digitally. It's $25. Consider it $6 a pint. You get half off your first 2 pints at any of these breweries throughout the year. So you're making your money back on a 6-pack, but it gets better. Go to joinhotpassport.com, enter the word simple, SIMPLE, get $5 off. You're making money on a 6-pack of pints. Joinhotpassport.com. All right. Sox were crushing the Angels over the weekend. Barnesy unfortunately blew the save today. It was a 5-out.
It was a tough.
It was a 4-out save. Trout hit a little blooper, and then Ohtani blasted one into
right around the pesky pole. I was hoping it was foul, but Barnes.
He still looked good, man. Like,
yeah, there was a bloop hit. I mean, he even said it after the game. He's like, yeah, as soon as they went off the bat, I thought it was an out, and they just couldn't get there. He beat the shift, which is weird because they had 2 guys in the outfield plus the right fielder. It's like he still couldn't get it. It sucked. I mean,
it's one of those Texas leaguers, as they call it in baseball.
It's a tough lineup to go through because Ohtani is hitting the fucking cover off the ball right now, and then obviously Mike Trout's Mike Trout. So I mean, it sucks. You had your opportunity to win in the ninth too. You had 2 runners on with 1 out. What happens? You were back-to-back strikeouts.
Yep.
You know, Hunter Renfroe struck out with the game on the line with 3. Michael Chavis, with 3 balls right down the middle of the plate, and he could not 96. That's what you're right here for. You're supposed to be a home run hitter, and he just fucking was out of control. Nathan Valdi sucked today. You know, 4 runs in the first 2 innings. I think he gave up 4 in the second inning. Kind of settled down. I think he made through 5. You know, they came back. Devers had a monster home run that kind of took the lead.
He's on superstardom track right now.
He is.
He's on budding superstardom track right now. He's blasting the cover off it, and his defense has been.
Yeah, that was my next point. His defense has been, better as the month of May came, and Hunter Renfroe this year, and then April's 304. He's got 4 home runs in the last 7 games, and his defense and outfield is disgusting. We didn't mention it earlier, but that throw he had the other night against the A's, cutting down someone on a triple. Was a fucking rope. He cannoned that from center field and threw it on a fucking
known for his arm too, right? I mean, I don't think
he's got an arm
he's known for, but he's got a big power arm, and obviously
he's playing right field well, which is probably one of the hardest positions to play in all of baseball. That right field, in Fenway Park, and he's playing it very well. You've seen him going back to the wall, make some good catches, come back to the wall. I mean, we were down on him for a while, but it's kind of clicking with him. So
Well, we talked about this is what's going to be with that bottom of the lineup. Marwin Gonzalez was out there and right today, made a nice play. You're just going to see good months. What you want to see is good months out of one or two of these guys at the bottom of your lineup. They're platoon players for a reason. When they're hot, you leave it up to core to play who's hot, and you play your cards that way, and hopefully you can get away with it. But yeah, we know the deal with the Red Sox here. It's still at the end of the day going to be pitching. It's going to be bullpen pitching at this point. And look, your bottom three in your rotation is actually kind of carrying you right now. If Erod and Evaldi can, they're I would say a little bit below what they probably could and should be to this point in the season. So if they can figure this shit out, they're expecting Chris Sale back actually in July now, they're saying.
But you'll probably see him start like 4 innings, 3.
Well, I'm saying
innings,
they don't know if they're going to put him in the bullpen back, but he'll be an arm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, still the best record in baseball. Would have been nice to see him sweep the Angels. The Angels fucking suck. God, they are a putrid organization.
Seems a fun team to watch, though. I mean, I do get excited to watch baseball. I mean, especially from last year where they were so bad. Like this team is actually exciting, and it's fun to watch them. So
yeah,
go Sox.
We didn't real quick. I know you got to go. We didn't touch it. I didn't put this in the email. Fuck the Dodgers and fuck Pujols for signing with the Dodgers.
That pisses me off too because now he's agreed to be a part-time player with the Dodgers, but refused to do it with LA. With the Angels, fuck him. Like that, it's such a bullshit move. You could have went somewhere, played DH, don't give that excuse to play for the Angels when they cut you, because that was the biggest. And now you go to I'll go to the Dodgers. I get it. You don't have to move, don't have to do any of that shit, but now you're going to be a bit player. Because once Bellinger comes back, where are you going to get in the lineup?
What is that ring really going to do? Like
he's already got 2.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like honestly, was it just about not moving out of your house? Like he could have picked up a spot with a contending team somewhere.
Do you think anybody was actually Do you think anybody was actually in on him though? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the Dodgers they saw a hole. Bellinger's kind of beat up, so he's still a few weeks, maybe longer for coming back. So I mean, they did have a hole there. You can play him, every couple days. He's still got a bat now going to the National League. It's probably going to be better. I mean, you're not hitting that American League pitching, even though that division is they're Blake Snell, Yu Darvish. Yeah. That's a tough division down there. So
I thought St. Louis was going to take him, but it's just
I thought so too. But
I don't like it. I mean, I hate the Dodgers. So seeing
the problem with St. Louis, so you look at it, you have Paul Goldschmidt there playing first, and he's disgusting. So he's not gonna get benched for Pujols. I mean, maybe a day off, but again, don't bitch. You want to be a part-time player and then sign to be a part-time player in LA. Fuck you.
Any thoughts on UFC 262? Olivier over Chandler?
Yeah, Olivier, fucking great fight. I mean, I thought he almost got knocked out in the first round. Michael Chandler, they kind of fast-tracked him. He was a Bellator 3-time champion and lightweight champion in Bellator, and I thought he knocked him out in the first round, and then you saw it, he came back and caught him with a fucking uppercut in that second round. He was done. So, I mean, it was great fights. And Tony Ferguson kind of Jewish, or I forget his name, but Jewish. It's like it's something like that. It's Duvish or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he popped Tony. He had a ankle lock on him and basically popped his knee out. He refused to tap, and then easy decision in 3 rounds. But it's good. It sets up. You got another one coming up in a few weeks. Izzy's fighting. Nate Diaz is fighting. So I mean, you got some good fights coming up.
Some names coming up for the Fight Club. All right, Monday headlines, May 17th. We'll see you on Tuesday. Anybody looking for Ray, he's not here. He's not here. He's fighting off putting a bullet in his head
in Disney.
Anybody who consciously makes the decision to go to is with 2 kids. Wow. You either an idiot or a better man than me. I don't know, but he'll be back next week. We'll be back on Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What an idiot.
What a fucking idiot. Dude, I couldn't do it. Dude, I didn't go with kids, but I was in Busch Gardens like a month ago, and that was like so many people there. Dude, he texted us at 3:30. He's like, yeah, I'm waiting for dinner. Dude, it's 3:30. Like, what fucking time you go to dinner?
Yeah, it'll be served at 6:30. There's a line.
Jesus Christ.
I am not a amusement park guy at all. Never been, never have been, never gonna be.
I don't like waiting in lines. That's my biggest thing.
I wait in line for nothing. The only thing I'll wait in line for is a concert to get in, like before the doors open. I'll stand for 5 minutes and wait to get into a show, and a beer line at a concert.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Maybe at the stadium because you need a beer. I wait in line for nothing else. Like, just go find something else.
Yeah, we were at Busch Gardens trying to get food. It took an hour just to get in the door. I'm like, we gotta go. Like, I'm not waiting this in longer for fucking food. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
No, yeah, not for me. I get it. He went down. His son's at the age where I'm sure he's gonna love it. But
oh yeah, I'm sure.
My kids can go get a government grant. I'm not going with you.
No thanks. And the amount of money it costs. The amount of money it costs to go. Thousands. No thanks. Thousands. Like $5-6 grand. This probably cost them. Maybe more.
I think more.
Yeah.
It might be double that.
Fuck that.
He cannot bitch at us if we do this football trip. No, you cannot bitch about money at all.
No, at all. At all.
If we don't mean more to you than your kids, then fuck you. Okay?
Fuck you, Ray.
We were starting